uh, so here's the story. I started recording the quest, right? I recorded the first part properly, and then when I went to the estate to meet Ayato, something happened with the OBS settings, and my recording ended up getting messed up. So for like an hour of the quest, I couldn't the whole thing is just messed up. So I can't use that footage. But I'll just do like a short recap of what actually happened. So what happened was Chisato, right, the girl who gave us the letter, and Kamaji, the guy who almost died from the Raiden Shogun, are getting married. We went to the Kamisato estate to meet the Yashiro Commission, and we met Ayato. Ayato helped us. Ayato escorted us to go and meet Kamaji, and we congratulated him. He seemed elated. Then we went to meet Chisato, and she had reservations. It turned out the guard, Shinojo, I think, yeah. That should be his name. Shinojo, the guy who liked her. Remember the guy who has the hots for the Chisato girl? Right? The Rito girl. I think you guys know her. The girl who we helped deliver the letter. Ended up telling her about the whole situation with the clans and the power struggles that happen in the political front of it. And she ended up having second thoughts on the situation. So because of that, we ended up finding the mastermind who was the actual person who sent the letter to Kamaji that ended up rather not forcing, but rather instigating him to propose to Chisato, right? So basically there was a letter that he got from her thinking that he was gonna propose to. I think you get where I'm going with this, right? A letter arrived to him. He went to propose to her. He thought the letter was from her. It wasn't from her. It was from someone else. Turns out it was from the lower clans who are trying to replace the Chisato clan by getting her married to the Kujo clan, which is the Kamaji guy's clan, right? And since she's the only daughter of the Hiragi clan, which is the head of the Kujo clan, or rather, yeah, the Kanjo clan, the Kanjo, I think. Yeah, Kanjo Commission. Yeah, Kanjo Commission? Well, you know what I'm talking about. The retail place, right? She's the only daughter and the father's in prison. So she's the only daughter. Once she leaves, the smaller clans will be able to get the power. I know I'm a little messy, but stay with me. Yeah, just hang on. Just stay with me. Right. So we met the guy who was behind the whole thing, right? This whole clusterfuck of annoying explaining that I'm doing. The guy's name is Mitsura. We met him, explained everything, he admitted everything, and now we are coming up with a retaliation with the Ayato. That's where we are right now. Okay, let's go.
Good luck to them, I say. I'm sure it must have been a hard decision.
Looks like the wedding is definitely going ahead.
It's still too early to make that conclusion. Our adversary wants to push this marriage past the point of no return. However, we can still beat them at their own game. But only if Kujo Kamaji is willing to help us.
Alright. So, I hope I at least made some moniker of sense, right? Like some itty bitty tiny bit of sense. At the very least. And I'm sorry again, OBS messed up my settings, so I couldn't record the whole thing. I wouldn't have gone through the whole explanation thing. You would have just watched the quest for yourself. Alright, enough explaining. Let's go. Let's do it.
Welcome. I just heard that the news of my wedding has been officially announced. It seems so sudden. I wasn't ready yet.
Yeah, about that. It's kinda complicated.
I see. So someone's trying to take advantage of our marriage.
If you proceed with the wedding, the repercussions for you are likely to be minimal. But we must take Lady Hiragi's situation into consideration.
I've previously considered this possibility. But in the end, we're getting married for true love. and I've promised her that I'll do everything in my power to protect her.
I understand where you're coming from, but to be frank, she should not need your protection. Or, to put it another way, you have tacitly admitted that Lady Hiragi will need your help to get through the hard times ahead, which perhaps suggests that, deep down, you realize all she stands to lose. I don't mean to criticize you. It is natural to want to protect our loved ones. You're an intelligent and gentle person, and I'm sure you would have been able to think about this more objectively were you not so emotionally involved in the situation. I'm sure you admire Lady Hiragi for being the independent, gentle, resilient, and strong-willed person she is. For the sake of marrying you, this wonderful woman will become someone who has to depend on you for the rest of her life. Are you really okay with that?
I love her with all my heart, and would do anything to make her happy. That's why I cannot abide to see her suffer or be manipulated by other people. Yashiro, Commissioner, you're right. It was naive and selfish of me to take things this far. But it's too late now, isn't it? There are notices everywhere.
I have a plan, but it needs a villain. Sir Kujo, in order for my plan to work, you and I must both play the role of antagonists. But it is not without its risks. Are you willing to help?
If there's a way to salvage this, then let's hear it.
I've told the people at the Kanjo Commission that the marriage isn't going to unify the Kanjo Commission and the Tenryou Commission. On the contrary, it's a terrible idea that will marginalize the Kanjo Commission. The context for this is that they are planning to use this marriage to bring down the Hiragi clan. And the key to their success is coming up against no resistance to the marriage from the Tenryou Commission. But what if we were to imagine for a moment that since the affairs of the Vision Hunt decree, the Tenryou Commission has been planning to make a move against the weakened Kanjo Commission? The only reason you have been hesitant to act since taking over the Tenryou Commission is because you care about Lady Hiragi's feelings. And so, your plan is to liaise with the Yashiro Commission to marry her and bring her out of the Kanjo Commission as soon as possible. Once that is achieved, as the person in charge of the Tenryou Commission, you no longer have any reason to hesitate.
I see. This is an ingenious plan. It takes advantage of the situation perfectly.
It's something I mentioned before, but obviously the video is kind of messed up. I did mention that the marginalization of the clan, the Rito clan, right, would mean that these two join forces and go against that clan, which he did mention to Matsura. So, again, I'm sorry.
Exactly. Our purpose is to change Lady Hiragi's position from an unnecessary burden to an indispensable asset. By doing so, we can even strengthen her position in the Kanjo Commission. Once our adversaries realize how the network of connections behind the scenes really looks, they'll do their utmost to stop this wedding from happening. Then, we simply leave them to clear up the mess they've created.
Got it.
So the network of connections? This is all way too complicated for Paimon. Can you just tell us what you need us to do?
Paimon, okay. I like that you just want to do what you're told to do. You're making strides forward. Don't try to understand what you can't, all right?
We have to make sure that the behind-the-scenes story comes to the attention of our dear friends in the Kanjo Commission. Matsura, with whom I spoke earlier, will now be fearing the worst. No doubt he'll be on the lookout for the first sign of a crisis. In that case, he will almost certainly have placed informants throughout Inazuma City. What we need to do is to use these informants as a breeding ground for our fake intel. Sir Kujo, there are certain things that I need you to attend to personally. It's almost time. My ninja has located one of the informants. Let's go and see if he'll take the bait.